Today on English Bites, we're going to talk some more about housing and the places people live. We'll hear from some people looking to buy their first home and from people working in real estate. Let's watch today's story from Brisbane.
As you can see, the kitchen's been recently renovated.
Like most young couples, David and Adele Shim dream of buying their own home.
Are you familiar with the Holland Park area? Yeah. No, it's a great place to live.
They've got a budget of $350,000, but finding something within 10 kilometres of the city centre is proving difficult.
We found there's a huge variety of price range in the market, so it's like 370 for this and then 370 for this. Like,
you know, one house would be nicely renovated and the next one's this rundown dump, and you know, you don't know what the market value really is.
They've been looking for months now and have found the process so confusing they're paying for professional help. Buyer's agent Scott McGeever is trying to locate their perfect place and will negotiate on their behalf.
It's certainly becoming a lot more difficult, or more difficult than it ever has been for a young married couple or first home buyer.
Mr McGeever says while the middle of the market has plateaued, there are still enough potential buyers.
Hi. Good to see you. Yeah.
And real estate agents say the top and bottom of the market are still strong. Earlier this year, a block of beachfront land sold on the Gold Coast for a record $9.5 million. While developers are carving up cheaper blocks on Brisbane's outskirts. Since the mid-80s, 55,000 people a year have been moving to the state's southeast, and that's expected to continue for the next 2 decades. Late last year, the state government released a draft regional plan to manage the growth. Under the blueprint, population growth would be encouraged to Brisbane's west, with more high-density development in the inner city.
They have got this thing called the urban footprint, where they've drawn a boundary around the main developed areas and said that it would be best to have development first within this urban footprint. And I think that's the way that they're looking at stopping sprawl.
If we step out this way, guys, we'll go
For first home buyers, David and Adele Shim, proximity to work far outweighs any savings from purchasing on the outskirts.
We might get slightly better quality, but it wouldn't make a huge difference as to whether we move a bit further out or whether we stay here.
And this week's interest rate rise means for those operating on the margins, the choices will only get tougher.
So the story was about the difficulties of buying real estate. Real estate means property in the form of land and buildings. So buying real estate means buying houses or land. The real estate industry is all the businesses involved in buying and selling property. Real estate agents are the people who buy and sell houses for the owners. OK, let's go back through the story. Who is trying to buy a house?
Like most young couples, David and Adele Shim dream of buying their own home.
David and Adele Shim dream of buying their own home. If you dream of something, you want it very much. They're searching for their first house, like most young couples. A couple is a pair or two. In this sense, it means two people who are either married or are girlfriend and boyfriend. Many young people in Australia want to buy a home, but it's becoming very expensive.
They've got a budget of $350,000, but finding something within 10 kilometres of the city centre is proving difficult.
They have a budget of $350,000. Here, a budget is the amount of money to be spent, the amount that they can afford to spend. They can afford $350,000. That's a lot of money. But finding something within 10 kilometres of the city centre is proving difficult. It's showing itself to be a difficult thing. They can't find a house close to the city for that amount of money. Listen to what this agent thinks of the real estate market.
It's certainly becoming a lot more difficult, or more difficult than it ever has been for a young married couple or first home buyer.
It's becoming a lot more difficult for a young married couple or a first home buyer. First home buyer is the phrase used to talk about people who are buying their first home. They don't already have a house that they can sell, so they need more money to get started. The real estate market has been going up and getting more expensive for a number of years now. But what's been happening lately?
Mr McGeever says while the middle of the market has plateaued, there are still enough potential buyers.
While the middle of the market has plateaued, there are still potential buyers. The middle of the market means the average priced houses, the houses that are in the middle of the price range. They're not too expensive or too cheap. The middle of the market has plateaued. To plateau means to level out, to become flat. Prices have stopped going up. They're staying even. And people have stopped buying so many houses in the middle range. But what about the rest of the market?
And real estate agents say the top and bottom of the market are still strong.
Real estate agents say the top and the bottom end of the market are still strong. At the top end of the market are the expensive houses, the ones that cost a lot of money. And of course, at the bottom end of the market are the cheap houses. Both of these parts of the market are still strong. Prices are still high and people are still buying them. Some people are moving further out of town to get the cheaper prices at the bottom end. But not David and Adele.
For first home buyers, David and Adele Shim, proximity to work far outweighs any savings from purchasing on the outskirts.
For David and Adele, proximity to work outweighs savings. Proximity means closeness in distance. They want to be close to where they work. That outweighs or is more important than any savings they might make by moving further away from the city. So they'll have to keep looking for the perfect house. And that's all for English Bites today. If you're looking for the perfect website, why not try ours?